question now that people have. In fact, a friend of mine called me one day and asked me, someone just called him now that they need to edit. How do I charge a client? And now that's a very fundamental question, because if you think about it, like someone like a director now, they can say, okay, to price a job, you can say, okay, I have to pay the colorist, I have to pay the this, I have to pay the that. The budget is clear because there are several roles. But when it now comes to like these jobs like editing, coloring, these jobs that are on their own, like VFX work and all those things, now the nuance of pricing now becomes very different. So how do you like price a client as a colorist? What are the things you think about when you're pricing a client?
I think about my time. I think about how long it will take me to do a job.
Okay.
I think about how easy or how complex the job will be, which will determine how long it will take me to do the job. And then there is always opportunity cost. If I take this job, what am I losing?
Okay.
So it's always that way, especially when you are doing long form, and then there are short forms that are much more lucrative than doing the long form.
Okay.
And then you look at yourself and tell yourself, I can do like 10 short form in the time I'm using to do this long form, and then I'll make times 2 times 3 of what I'm going to charge for this long form. So those are the things that determine how I charge.
Now, how do you now know the type of amount to charge? Is this usually subjective, or there is some kind of structure right now placed?
In Nigeria, everything is subjective. There is no standard.
There is no
There is no standard. In UK, you wear $500 per hour for grading. In US, you wear range from $350 to $700 per hour. Some charge more than that per hour if you're working on 3. But yeah, there is no structure like that. Everything is subjective. People will price you based on what they perceive as your worth or the quality of your work.
Like I remember the time when you started, you guys were just two in Africa. That's a serious thing. So now, compare from then till now, has there been any kind of change in like the community of color grading?
Yeah,
colorists in Nigeria.
There are a lot of colorists in Nigeria. When Filmlight wanted to come to Lagos some years ago, I was able to invite close to 25 colorists within Lagos to come and meet with Filmlight. So there are a lot of colorists both in Nigeria and in Africa, and by extension, there is more than 2 certified trainers right now. I'm still the only certified trainer in West Africa, but there are 1 or 2 certified trainers in South Africa, other than the guy I met, because the guy I even met is no more in South Africa. He's in UK.
He's in UK now.
He's in UK now.
And this now is a segue to the next question, which is usually a question that has always been on my mind in terms of Nollywood, especially even evident by the kinds of films you've color graded recently. There has been a massive growth in terms of quality of story, technical quality, and everything quality in Nollywood. So now, but they haven't really reached the music industry. I don't know why that music industry just went really far, really fast, but Nollywood is getting there now. And so the question now is, what do you think about like the next decade of Nollywood?
You know, you said you don't know why the music industry has grown so fast.
So fast. Yeah.
The simple reason is because music is more ubiquitous than film or other forms of entertainment. Music is a universal language, or music is the universal language. It's a form of entertainment that can easily be adopted by people of several languages without speaking the language.
Yeah, true.
Or understanding the language in the song.
Yeah.
The same cannot be said for film. If you don't understand the language, you don't understand the story. So if you don't understand the language, you have to rely on subtitles.
Yeah.
You have to internationalize the content like Netflix is doing, and then lip-sync dub it into over 10 languages globally before they can appreciate it, because they must get the story.
Yeah.
Music, so that's why music has taken a huge leap. And everything about music videos and all the rest, music videos are max 5 minutes.
I'm telling you.
So
yeah.
So shooting them is not as crazy as shooting film.
Okay.
So when you are doing 7 days shoot 21 days shoot for film, and all the equipment, the crew. The minimum for a film, you need a crew of 120 people.
Ha!
So, but for music video, you can shoot the entire music video in 1 day. So even if you're using a crew of 120 people, you're using them for just 1 day.
1 day.
And then you're done. So your budget that you need for that is not as crazy as what you need for film. So those are the things that made music move a bit faster, a lot more faster than film. But in the next 10 years, Nollywood should be a global phenomenon by now. But I'm trusting that within now and the next 10 years, it will definitely be in the top 3 of film industry in the world. Not because of the number of films churned out. That's the reason we're in top 3 right now. In top 3 in terms of number of films churned out, but in terms of industry that will be consumed widely and respected widely, I'm hoping that within the next 10 years we'll be able to be in that top 3. It's a tough call right now because competition has become stiff now. Once upon a time it used to be Hollywood, Bollywood, but now the competition is Hollywood, Bollywood, South Korean, then European. But the good thing going for us, and that's what I want people to see, the good thing going for us is that we have stories that the world can actually relate with. We were born, raised, and we've lived in an environment that can birth stories that the entire world can relate with. The reason why the world went gaga for Squid Games is because the story is relatable to majority of the world, and for even the part of the world where they could not fathom that kind of suffering or poverty, they are inquisitive to see what that kind of life is all about. So we have more than Squid Game stories in our daily lives, but also maybe we will then experiment. This is me thinking, because I do a lot of research, and over the years I have listened and I have seen a pattern, and the pattern I've noticed is that people in Western countries, in the Americas, in Canada, in Europe, English speaking, when they watch our films, they don't really appreciate it. Not because the story isn't there. At first we were struggling with the quality of our work, which has drastically improved. But right now, I think one of the experiments that we should try is lip sync one of our fantastic works into English. The work is in English. It's in our English. We should lip sync it into English.
Oh, into their own English. Oh, okay.
And see what we get in terms of traction. I feel a bunch of the audience over there, a large chunk of the audience over there, are not familiar with our English. They would rather watch our local language films, reading subtitles, than watch our English speaking films.
Yeah.
So there is no harm in trying.
Yeah.
And if we do, and the content succeeds, my friend, let's run with it.
Before we close the interview, just want to know, do you have any mentors in color grading?
Yeah, I do. I have a number of mentors. I call them distant mentors because I haven't physically met. Some I have communication with. Some I just follow their work. My mentor number 1 is the person I watched this tutorial to start learning color grading.
Okay.
That's Warren Eagle.
Okay.
We had the podcast like 2 months ago.
Oh, I saw that on. It was on. I think you posted it on your Instagram. Yeah, I think I saw that. Warren what?
Warren Eagle.
Okay. The link be in the description.
He's an Australian colorist.
Okay.
So he's one of the best when it comes to training on Davinci Resolve. I started with this tutorial, his version 10 tutorial.
Wow.
Got a DVD of it that time.
Okay.
Those days.
Wow.
That was when I started with. It does tutorial for every new version.
Oh, he still does that till now. Okay.
It does tutorial for every new version of Resolve, and does a very good job with it. He taught me the basics of what I know about scopes, how to use the scopes, about skin and all that.
Wow, I've never even. I need to check him out. I've never seen his tutorials before.
These tutorials are like 10 hours of videos.
Wow.
And it's not on YouTube.
It's not on YouTube.
No, it's not on YouTube. It's on the site where you pay for it.
Okay, you pay for it
download.
and get them. Okay.
Then it wasn't even pay for and download. It was pay for and you get shipped the DVD.
The DVD. Wow.
Then I have people in the industry, work in the industry. I have Alec, my Russian friend. I have Tom Paul in Common 3. I call that the master of the black skin. Tom Paul is brilliant. I follow closely the works of Stefan, the CEO of Common 3.
Okay.
I follow Eric.
Oh.
Eric Whip. Eric is not just a colorist to me. I don't call Eric a colorist. I call Eric a color composer. Eric composes color like music. You know Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah, he was the one that did it.
When I watched his interview, and he said when they shot Mad Max Fury Road, they had to sky replace for 90% of the shots for it to have the look and feel they wanted.
You wanted.
So when he said that, I now remember that I sat down with directors and some producers who had said that the reason our film does not look like Hollywood film is this our Nigerian sky. This sky that doesn't look good in film. So when he said the sky replaced for 90% of the sky shots in Mad Max Fury Road, I was like, okay, maybe this is a solution. This is the solution for Nigerian sky. So all I need to do is go and invest in American and European sky. Just buy sky on the internet, sky videos. And when I want to work on Nigerian films, I just replace the sky. It looks like American films. Alright. That's why I went to the sky replacement.
But then again, you're also at the moment engaging in transferring your knowledge to other people.
Yeah.
In terms of teaching them color grading and all that. So just tell us some things about it and how it works and some of the testimonies thus far.
Basically, when I have the time, I always tell myself I would like to do more than 2 in a year. But man, this year I did one in March.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to do one in November, and the year is over. So to find the time within my schedule to be able to fix 3 days to do the color grading Davinci Resolve Training, because the syllabus is 3 days from Blackmagic.
Okay.
So
you use the Blackmagic syllabus.
Yes.
Okay.
I use the Blackmagic syllabus, but I also teach some other things of my own. But I make sure I cover the Blackmagic syllabus because I want people to be able to take certification exams and become certified users and all that. And the Blackmagic syllabus covers basically the knowledge you need to start.
Okay.
If you have that knowledge and then you keep practicing every day, you become great, because it's about understanding the software, and then the artist in you begins to manipulate it and play around with it. So that's the way it is. When I am chanced, I'm able to do 3 days training. I trained also in Ghana in 2019. I trained in Ghana. Same 3 days. I'm open to train everywhere. It's just that I need to have a number of students before I can.
Before you can.
I can go train them, and I'm hoping that more ladies will be interested.
So it's mostly guys at the moment.
Mostly guys.
Little by little, they've started coming out in the cinematography side and like editing side.
Yeah.
Started to see some females come out in that part of.
There are a lot of female editors.
Yeah.
They are even dominating editing in cinemas right now.
Man. But now, before we finally finish this is the last question of the day. What advice do you have for those who are looking for a career in color grading in Nigeria? A career in color grading in Nigeria. What do you advise them to do?
Try and buy a system that works. Like I said, 32 gig RAM, 8 gig, and then sit down and learn. Watch as many tutorials you can. Practice every day. Like I said, I'm still going to watch tutorials today. I have tutorial backlogs that I've not watched I was working. Read everything you can read about color.
But which creator on YouTube do you recommend for that you think has the best tutorials? Because sometimes I hear a lot of people say that some of the information on YouTube about color grading, most especially, some of them are just trash, and they look legit, but they are trash. Because I see that a lot in some comment sections. So I don't know how true that is. Because some people find it difficult to trust colorists on YouTube, especially color grading. This is not the same thing they talk about when you talk about editing or cinematography, but color grading, I always see this comment a lot.
I'm laughing because that's an inside joke in Hollywood.
Are you serious?
I can't tell you that there is a particular colorist trainer on YouTube that is good or great. I watch tutorials depending on what I want to solve.
Okay.
So, like when I wanted to learn about sky replacement,
okay.
I knew I wanted to learn about sky replacement, so I went to look for all the tutorials about sky replacement.
Okay.
So I know 2 methods of sky replacement as I'm sitting down here from 2 different people. That's the way I watch tutorials now. Maybe at my level, that's the way I watch tutorials. Okay. I watch it to solve a particular problem.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter also is, when I try to solve a particular problem, I don't ask someone that does not have a knowledge of the problem to help me solve it.
Yeah.
So the real worthwhile tutorials are not on YouTube. They are not the free stuff you see on YouTube. They are the stuff that you will find on different sites, on different post house sites, curated, you pay, you get it. Those are the real foundations you need. When I said it's an inside joke in Hollywood, is because majority of the people that do color grading tutorials on YouTube, they are not the ones grading Hollywood films.
Yeah, fact.
That's why I said it's an inside joke in Hollywood. They're not the ones grading Hollywood films. You hardly find anyone that is actually grading Hollywood films that is doing tutorials on YouTube.
Fact.
Why? Because they don't have the time. They are churning out blockbuster film after blockbuster film. They are trying to finish a film in 2 weeks, and they have a pile up of films queuing for them to be the one to grade it. When would they have the time to do YouTube tutorials? They don't have the time.
Yeah, fact.
Go and see the collection of their work. They don't have the time. And when they do create the time, when maybe some post house go and meet them specifically and say, please create 6 hours masterclass, do it for us, and then they do it. So you find those ones, those 6 hours here and there that they've done. If you search, you'll find it. It's just that you have to pay for those ones. They're not free on YouTube.
Like YouTube, yeah.
So if you have that at the back of your mind, that the people teaching you color grading on YouTube are not the ones grading Hollywood films. So just know that they're like you. Know that, and you have peace with yourself.
Oh my god. All right. Wow. Thank you very much for this. And but then something just came to my mind right now, and I said I was going to ask you. It's just one question about this new camera by DJI, the Ronin 4D. What do you think about? I particularly, I have a problem. I don't know. I just have a problem with the way the color science looks. Now, a lot of people who have talked about that camera has said that the color science is good, but I just don't know. It doesn't look like those other cinema cameras that I've seen. The colors are not rich enough. This is just me now. What do you think about the color science of the new Ronin 4D from DJI? Or the camera itself in general, in fact?
I have been busy. What I do when companies release new cameras is I try and look for sample clips, sample footages that I can bring into Resolve and play with.
Okay.
But I've been busy. I've not had the time to search and see if there are sample footages, or maybe there isn't any. Maybe by the time I am less busy, a couple of people will have done sample footages and put it online in its raw form, that I can download and then play with in Resolve. I can't tell if a camera is good or not until I put it into Resolve and then play with it and see what it's giving me.
Okay.
But if they build on the track record of their drone cameras, not their normal drone cameras, I'm talking of the
high end,
the
Inspire.
Yeah, the Inspire. The Inspire has 2 cameras.
Okay.
There is a smaller one. There's one they call S News or something.
Zen Muse, yes.
Zen Muse.
Yes, the Zen Muse, yes.
Now, if they build on the Zen Muse lineup, if the camera that is on this is a build up on the Zen Muse lineup, then it shouldn't be bad.
Oh.
Especially if you're using it in their log format.
Yeah.
The log.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be bad because those drone cameras are nice.
Okay.
If you shoot them in D-Log.
In D-Log, okay.
I tell drone operators, don't shoot any other thing apart from D-Log. Like I always tell people, it's not the camera, it's the handler. I have graded drone shots here and I wanted to cry. and I've graded drone shots and I'm like, oh, thank you.
Wonderful.
It's all about the settings, and these things are not rocket science. There are plenty drone masters. If it's drone, you can be rest assured the tutorials you see on YouTube are
they are good. Yes,
because
they are.
Because there are professional drone masters who have put up stuff on YouTube. Drone masters who do drone stuff for Hollywood, for massive commercials, who have put stuff on YouTube. If you have their own kind of drone and you follow the kind of settings they have there, you're going to get fantastic pictures from the drones. So if the camera has that line,
Zen Muse, I think it's the Zen Muse that has 9. Zen Muse 9, yes.
Then in D-Log, I don't think it will be any issue.
Oh,
but we'll see. It's not easy to build a film camera.
It's not.
Everybody is heading into that direction. Next thing, Apple will build it. And then they will not allow us to.
Won't be surprised. Oh, thank you very much, sir. This has been a wonderful experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed making this. If you want to check, you can see him on Instagram as Onigo, yes? Yeah. On Instagram, you see most of his works. And there are still more, like you said, there are still more coming on the pipeline, on the way. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section below, and I'll direct questions to him to answer it as well. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to hustle hard, hustle smart, but either way, get the bag. It's a hustle guinea pig. And I'll see you all, God willing, in the next video. Butter!